Following escalation of banditry and kidnapping across the country, the Senate has summoned the Acting Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Abubakar Adamu, to appear before it to brief the Parliament on the steps being taken to address the level of general insecurity across the country. The Inspector General of Police is expected to appear before the lawmaker. Senate resolution followed a motion sponsored by Senator Shehu Sani and 106 others on the senseless killing of a Briton and adoption of 3 others in the holiday resort in Kaduna State by armed bandits. Upper Chamber is worried that the perpetrator of this heinous crime tend to be gaining more courage as they carry out the act without fear of confrontation by the security agencies. The Senate is also worried that in view that the many attacks, no single persons have been brought to book as a result of the killing, as it also seems all efforts at combating the crime are not yielding desired results.
Note with sympathy and total dismay that the wave and spate of armed banditry and kidnapping in most parts of the country, from the north, south, east, and western part of the country, without a formidable and technological approach to fighting the heinous crime. Worried that in recent times the attacks on individuals, houses, and villages have become one too many, and there is no single person that has been brought to book as a result of the wanton killings, and the so much emphasized effort at combating the crime is not yielding fruitful results.
The lawmaker said the bandit attack on foreign and tourists is capable of putting diplomatic relationship online, thereby raising red flag to other tourists who may want to visit the country.
It is obvious that with what has happened in Kaduna and what happened in other places, Nigerians will continue to be profiled abroad as those who cannot be trusted. It affects innocent Nigerians who travel out of Nigeria, and so we need to do something about this. As has been said, food security is also affected, because people have abandoned their farms. It's no more safe to go to the farm anywhere in Nigeria because of the fear of being kidnapped. Those who would like to come to Nigeria as a tourist place, we now have have to think twice before coming to Nigeria. So it's therefore affecting our tourism, and it's also affecting our direct foreign investment. So there are so many implications for us as a country. That's why we need to do something about this. And this has been sustained over time. And it doesn't appear to me that we're getting it right.
Many years ago, many months down the line, we have brought the case of Niger Delta, and in particular River State. These things that I'm hearing here, and continue to hear better every week, has been there with us in River State. And it's like, it's not a serious matter. Now it has gone wrong. I want to make bold to say this, Mr. President. In 2004, people like Senator Aduda, Philip Aduda, they were there with us. And I sponsored a motion on National Youth Development Program. It was intended to address some of these issues. At that time, I wasn't a prophet of doom, but I imagined that if nothing was done as far back as 2004, when the youth in Niger Delta were ravaging everywhere, kidnapping, maiming, it will go around this country. Because one thing that I know youth know best what to do is to emulate. The demonstration effect has caught up everywhere in this country. I'm sorry to say, His Excellency, Governor Masari was the speaker. That bill, after the second reading also, because of expiration of time and all that, didn't see the light of day. Because who are the key drivers of this process, of these killings, this violence? The youth. What do they have? They have 2 important assets: idle time and a lot of energy. And it is also said, an idle brain is the devil's workshop. Until our youths are engaged, Mr. President, this problem will continue to be with us.
In his remarks, Senate President Bukola Saraki says structural approach is needed to address the security challenges. While explaining that progress will be made with the new Inspector General of Police, Saraki said a lot of time was lost with the former IG Ibrahim Idris.
address a holistic approach, and I thought we should have had a prayer to also do in line with some of the work we have done so far. If you remember, as a writer, we had done a retreat, we had done a report, and we had done a few recommendations. And if you can recollect, we even invited the heads of the security agencies here and directed them to submit to us what their needs were. And there was no response to date. So what I think is that we should pick it up from here. As we say, we should not get discouraged. I think one of the recommendations is to go back and re-engage them, that in view of where we are, whether again we should find a way of our committees to re-engage the heads of the security agencies.
However, the Senate also urged traditional rulers to cooperate with the security agencies in the bid to curb the activities of bandits and kidnappers. A minute silence was observed in honor of the departed soul. Nigerian Senate has passed redrafted version of Nigerian Film Commission Bill 2019 and other bill to which President Muhammadu Buhari had earlier declined assent. Other redrafted bill passed are Nigerian Aeronautical Search and Rescue Bill 2019, Federal University of Ukari Establishment Bill 2019.
Distinguished colleagues, the Senate in the Committee of the Whole considered the Federal University of Ukari Establishment, etc. Bill 2019 and approved as follows: clauses 9(1)(a) as recommended, 19(1)(a) to C as recommended, 25(6) to 7 as recommended, third schedule as recommended. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of the Whole? Distinguished colleagues, the Senate in the Committee of the Whole considered the Nigerian Film Commission Bill 2019 and approved as follows: clause 1, 3D to E as recommended, clause 6(1)(k) as recommended, and clause 2D as recommended. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of the Whole? Yes. Distinguished colleagues, the Senate in the Committee of the Whole considered the Nigeria Aeronautical Search and Rescue Bill 2019 and approved as follows: clause 1 to 3 as recommended, clause 19 to 24 as recommended. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of the Whole?
Recall that following the president's refusal to assent the aforelisted bill, the Senate set up a 7-man technical committee headed by Senator David Umaru, Chairman, Senate Committee on Judiciary and Legal Matters, to look into the constitutional and legal implication of withholding of assent to the bill by President and to make appropriate recommendation on the way forward. The organized labor has warned that no state chapter of the labor movement will accept any renegotiation of downward review of the already signed minimum wage law of 30,000 naira from any state governor. The national president, Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, Ayuba Waba, made this declaration in Ado-Ekiti, the Ekiti state capital, while presiding over the election of a new leadership of NLC in the state. He stated that Nigerian workers were under strict instruction not to accept any minimum wage less than 30,000 naira from the governors. Waba said the new minimum wage had become binding, having been approved by the two chambers of the National Assembly and signed into law by President Muhammadu Buhari. He said that the excuse by some governors that they could not pay the new wage was an afterthought and therefore untenable. At the state NLC delegate conference, where the former chairman of the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian University, Ekiti State University Branch, Mr. Olatunde Kolapo, was elected as the new state chairman, Waba insisted that the new wage would not be compromised under any guise. Kolapo emerged unopposed among other executive members that were elected. Waba, whose address was delivered by an ex-official member of the Congress, Maureen Onyia Ekwazi, said the Congress will not take anything short of 30,000 naira as minimum wage from the state governor, since it has become a law binding on everybody. Waba urged the new Labour leader in the Ekiti state to be resolute and committed in the struggle for improved welfare of their members, saying that they should be done without compromise.
A humanitarian group, Voice of Orphans African and Diaspora Initiative, VODI, says all is set for the 2019 Orphans Carnival with the aim to promote latent talent and intellectual abilities of orphans. President of VODI, Okokolo Florenshaw, stated this at a media briefing ahead of the one-day event expected to hold on Saturday, 27th April 2019 at the National Universities Commission, Abuja. He stated that the idea of having the carnival was to showcase the latent talent and intellectual abilities of the orphan children, and as well as support potential sponsors or donors to helping them have a better life by providing for their basic needs such as healthcare, education, and general well-being.
The aim of the program was specifically designed to give voice, advocate for the well-being, zero tolerance to hunger, quality education for orphans, needy, and the worried in our society. The idea was born out of the love for orphans, needy, and those who might have been going through one challenge or the other. A year later, Voice of Orphans African Diaspora Initiative was officially registered as a non-governmental organization, non-for-profit organization, incorporated with the Federal Republic of Nigeria in November 2018.
Why our own strength lies more on partnership. So if you come on board with us, we will form that team, a formidable force that will help, re-engineer their system, and then we'll get it right. So far so good. I may not say government have tried 1% or 0.5%. No, the government is trying, and then the onions lies on all. We that are individuals, we that are citizens of this country, to join hands with the government to ensure that the welfare of these orphans are well taken care of.
The group called on well-meaning Nigerian civil society organizations and others to cement effort with VODI to securing a better life for these special kids. In Abuja, LM Chukwemeka reports.
The Acting Inspector General of Police, Adam Mohammed, has directed that policemen across the country to work 8 hours daily. Adamu announced the directive at the Conference of Head of Police Medical Facilities. Said this will curtail work-related stress. He said this will in turn reduce the misuse of firearms and extrajudicial killing in the country. The work structure for Nigerian police force is currently a 12-hour shift. He explained that the directive was to address an age-long occupational stress, which long hours of duty endangers among personnel of the force. Adamu said the only time the duty structure should exceed 8 hours is during emergency. According to him, policing is a highly demanding job physically, mental, and psychologically, require a good state of mind. In Ibadan, Oyo State Capital, the operative of Economic Financial Crime Commission (EFCC) arrested no fewer than 32 suspected internet fraudsters, popularly called Yahoo boys. During the operation, 6 Porsche cars, laptops, phones, documents containing false information, and fetish objects were recovered from the suspects. The suspects, aged between 15 and 39, were nabbed at Liberty Estate, Laderin, Abeokuta, and the Ogun State Capital during the early morning operation by the men of the commission. The suspects were taken by the surprise when the EFCC operatives swapped on them at their hideout due to the timing. 14 of the suspects claimed to be undergraduates, while 18 others said they were self-employed. The arrests follow a petition detailing their alleged fraudulent activities, including internet fraud through which they obtained money from their victim. EFCC spokesman Tony Orilade said the suspects were already helping the operatives with useful information, adding that they will soon be arraigned after investigation. Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode has directed all commissioners, special advisors, special assistants, and personal assistants to submit their handover note on before May 10th deadline. Directives was contained in a circular issued on April 23, 2019. The circular by Additional Odeyemi Permanent Secretary Cabinet Office with headline Preparation for Smooth Transition and Submission of Handover Notes. General Cabinet and non-cabinet ranks stressed in a bid to facilitate the seamless transition. Ambode had directed all appointees serving in various political capacity should submit their handover note not later than May 10, 2019. Those affected by the circular are personal assistants, special advisors, and members of the State Executive Council. The circular stated that all the affected people were expected to prepare their individual handover notes and submit same to the office of the Permanent Secretary, Cabinet Office, in hard and soft copies.